Warning. After examining so many LOONA music videos, the following video's creator's brain could not handle the visuals and talent, and their brain has effectively been fried. You will witness an inability to speak English properly, draw straight lines despite having a ruler, and failure to color in the lines. You will also hear this voice for the next 17 minutes. Is it worth it? Yes. LOONA is always worth it. Stan LOONA. Thanks.
So the first music video I'm going to start us off with is Sweet Crazy Love, and this is because this is when the girls discover their odd eye. We could see Kim Lip over there with her rubbing her eye, the same thing with Cherry here, and also Jin-Sol, who has blurry eyes, and we can see she wears an eye patch continuously throughout the music video. This music video also has the famous headphone scene where Jin-Sol is sitting and gets her headphone pulled out, which we could see, and remember that for later. And here's a moment where we see the girls discover their odd eye, as Jin-Sol right here with her blue color. And we also have Kim Lip and Cherry, who seem to discover their odd eyes after they have contact with each other. As we can see here, Kim Lip all of a sudden has her red eye, and the music video begins to have color. The next music video that I choose after this is based off this clip, because here we see Kim Lip walking out in her red uniform with her tan backpack, and here we can see the end of Sweet Crazy Love is equal to the beginning of Eclipse, which you cannot deny, as we can see right here she walks into the same building. Now if you look at my theoretical timeline, you can see that I have Love Cherry Motion, Singing in the Rain, and Eclipse stacked one on top of another. This is because I believe they all happen around the same time or sometime close to each other, after, as long as it's all after Sweet Crazy Love. Here we can see that Jin-Sol's letting go of her fish, and her fish is dead, or empty since it's not in the bag like it was in Sweet Crazy Love. And here we also see Cherry walking with her uniform and backpack just like Kim Lip was in Eclipse. Many theories suggest that Cherry's portals to different universes are these mirrors, and once she eats a cherry, she's able to travel to different universes, which we can see with the appearance of Jin-Sol and Kim Lip in her music video. This happens multiple times, which can be seen again here as she eats another cherry, and Jin-Sol and Kim Lip appear once again. However, for Cherry to be able to travel between universes, there needs to be more than one universe. Here we see Hassel and Yeojin playing in the current universe that Cherry is in, which theoretically is a different one than the one she was just in with Kim Lip and Jin-Sol. By now, I'm sure many LOONA stans are aware of the Mobius strip theory, which can be seen from this LOONA clip right here, an actual LOONA clip. And also on the world of LOONA backwards, we see a DNA strip. I think this confirms my theory that there are two separate universes coexisting, and if you look at my drawing of my timeline, you can see that I've put them on two different planes. I also want to say on this alternate universe timeline for LOONA 1/3 that I believe my melody happened around sometime before Love Cherry Motion or around that time, because Yeojin and Hassel are already friends and they're just hanging out here. Alright, so leaving this My Melody music video, let's go back to Girlfriend and Odd Eye Circle. So, this is very interesting because this is again my idea of the two parallel universes. Here we see the yellow car, but look at the background, it's ice, when they're supposedly in a desert dry area. Well, doesn't this look similar to Hassel's Let Me In music video? Here we see both the yellow car present in both music videos, and the backgrounds I think were intentionally placed like that by BBC because they love to do stuff like this. See, this icy background right here matches what we saw in the Girlfriend clip. This leads me to believe that Girlfriend and Let Me In are taking place either at similar times or at the same time, and are connected by parallel universes, which can be seen in my drawing of the timeline. Now, going back to Girlfriend, we know that this happens after Sweet Crazy Love because the girls have their odd eyes, as shown by Kim Lip here. I'm also gonna say this occurs at the same time as the Lunatic music video, which we can see by their huddling around the map in both music videos, and it's the same map, same position, you know. Something else that I think is important to note is in the girlfriend music video, we can see Choeri at this park with this Ferris wheel. And after taking a look at this Ferris wheel, she puts down Hyunjin's sticker, which we know is a cat. And right after she puts it down, Hyunjin appears. It's later confirmed that this is Hyunjin that appeared, with a clear shot right here. The girls finish up their music video, but there are two more important things to note. First of all, we want to note that there are cassette tapes present in both the Lunatic music video and the Girlfriend music video. But also, in the Lunatic music video, we see a girl running around our odd eye circle unit. Here we can see her holding these cassette tapes. The real question this poses is, who is this girl running around odd-eyed circle? Well, my answer is, it's Eve. Eve was the first girl to be released of the Youth by Young unit, and her music video has a lot of symbolism, so we have a lot to cover. Well, let's first explain why I believe Eve is the girl in the Lunatic music video. Here we can see her having cassette tapes and also a cassette player. In addition to this, we have the claw machine game, which is very important and symbolic to the LOONA theory timeline. Eve plays it during her music video, and we see she picks up a frog, which would be Yojin's representative animal, and she also picks up a penguin, which is Chu's representative animal. I'll talk about this more later, but I believe this is something similar to Eve pulling Chu out of Eden. Eve's music video also features an appearance from Vivi, which we can see here. And the two seem to be romantically involved, or they may not be, though Evie, definitely. But the two here definitely share some relationship or some kind of interaction in Eve's music video. These interactions are important to my theory later on, so Evie and Vives basically meet up together and skate together in a skating rink, which we should all remember. The last thing I want to mention is Choeri's appearance in Eve's music video. Here we can see her grabbing onto an apple. I think this also helps further support my theory that Choeri can jump universes. Now moving on, Eve's has both Choeri and Vivi, which I think makes sense for this Believe unit, the Carol 2.0. The three of them clearly know each other, which would make the theory that this comes after Eve's music video logical. Now, not to be confusing, but I'm going to take a step into the past, as well as go to our other timeline. Here we can see I put my Sunday music video next, where Heejin and Hyunjin interact, meet each other, maybe not meet each other, but they're having time together and hanging out. So, I'm going to put this first in our parallel universe, and then I'm going to move on to our next music video, which is The Carol. In this music video, we have Heejin, Haseul, and Hyunjin, but I think this is taking place at the same time as The Carol 2.0, just in parallel universes. This would make a lot of sense, because if you look at Haseul's outfit here, she's in blue, and if you take a look at Chu's music video, Haseul enters the music video wearing her blue outfit. Now I hate to be confusing, but we're going to jump back to our LOONA 1/3 timeline first because I want to finish everything that happens up there before we move down to our second timeline with Love Forever and the Youth by Young Girls. So I'm going to start it back up with Vivi's music videos. The most glaring thing to notice here is that Vivi has the tapes. The question is, how did she acquire these tapes? Well, if you take a look at her background and her work area, the answer may be kind of obvious. First, we see Vivi has both the tapes and the player, but I wonder where she could have got these. Well, as we remember, we see Eve having both the same cassette player and tapes, and the two met each other in a skating rink. My theory? Well, I believe that Vivi's memories of this boy are actually her memories that she had with Eve, just a little bit messed up. This may seem far-fetched, but let's think about it. First, Vivi meets this guy that she likes. Well, later on in her music video, they do get to skate together and interact. But look at this. While they're holding hands, doesn't this remind you of a moment that she had with Eve? In addition to that, her memory seems to be a weird color, which would make sense if her memory were somehow messed up. Also, Vivi has 2 solo music videos, so in her other one, Jin Soul is featured. However, it's important to note that Jinsol appears after Vivi is wearing her red uniform. This uniform looks exactly like the one that Kimlip had in Eclipse, as you can see here. Which would make sense if Jinsol is looking for her fellow Odd-Eye Circle member, which potentially could have been Tweri. Moving on, I put the Love and Live music video next. In this music video, Vivi's already an android, which could potentially make the last music video of her memories with the boy her messed up memories of what she remembers with Eve because she turned into an android. This isn't too deep of a theory video, but this is a theory timeline though, so I'm not going to go too deep into that or what I think it potentially could be. But here we just see that the 4 girls are hanging out at school. Right after that, I put the Sonatine music video. Important, notice Hyunjin's in front of a Ferris wheel, which seems very familiar to the Girlfront music video. Also, thanks to BBC's very elaborate description in the Sonatine music video, we know that Yeojin is not here because she was lost in the forest. It also states the background of Haseul, Hyunjin, and Heejin, of how they met through school and such. Also very important, stream Sonatine, come on, it's the only main music video that we do not have to 1 million. Moving on, we are jumping back to our second timeline again, and here we are going back to Heart Attack. Actually, it's a little bit more complicated than that. Oh, finally, that took 5 takes to say complicated. Anyhow, like other theories I have seen on social media, especially one on Instagram by Faith, I will put the handle down somewhere in the description. I think that Love Forever as well as Chu, Go-On, and Olivia's music videos are happening simultaneously. More specifically, I think that their solo music videos are their perspective of their experiences during Love Forever. That being said, I want to explain my take on the Love Forever music video first. So, in the music video, we see that the girls are all inside this one house, or this, whatever this is, this building, and I think that's what we have been referring to as Eden. Rejecting Eden means leaving this house, which they eventually do all at the end. A clue that helps us set the Love Forever music video in the timeline are the dirty socks that the teacher finds. The music video does reveal that it's Eve's shoes and socks that are dirty, because look, she's exiting Eden and she's escaping into the forest where her socks get dirty. But the question is, what is she doing in the forest? Well, if we follow back to my previous timeline that I've already drawn, Eve has been out with Tweri and Vivi already. And in Eve's music video, she changes from her sneakers to the same shoes that the girls are wearing in the Love Forever music video. So it makes logical sense that she was hanging out with Vivi before she came back into Eden. Alright, so now that we know that Eve has left Eden once or twice, she's trying to get somebody else to leave with her. So first, she picks Chu, because Chu obviously has a crush on her, which we can see in Heart Attack. But if you also pay attention in Heart Attack, we can see that Eve doesn't notice Chu until she eats the fruit. Why? Well, because even though Chu has a big crush on her, which we can see in both Heart Attack and in the Love Forever music video, we know that eating the fruit represents leaving Eden, or leaving that building. So, Eve only notices Chu once she leaves the building with her. It doesn't look that cold in the Love Forever music video, but as Faith suggested it on Instagram, I think it's kinda like the solo music videos are an exaggerated perspective of what the girls experienced during Love Forever, so it could make sense. Continuing with this theory, that would make Go-On's one and only music video her experience during Love Forever. During the music video, we can also see clips of Chu and Eve's accompanying Go-On throughout the house, which would make sense because in Love Forever, it's usually the clique of just those 3 and Olivia here is left out. So, this would be Chu and Eve trying to get Go-On to leave with them. Eventually, Go-On eats the pineapple, and this is where in Love Forever the 3 of them leave the house, leaving Olivia here by herself in Eden. Before we move on to Olivia Hye's Egoist music video, I want to address Hyunjin's and Heejin's solos. Now this next one is kind of stretching it, but somebody suggested the theory to me, so I'm not going to turn it down, and I have nowhere else to put Heejin's solo music video. So, I'm going to say because she's wearing these dark clothes, which looks similar to the outfit that Go-On has throughout her music video, Heejin is somehow taken into Eden or taken into the second universe. Despite the lack of evidence to prove this connection, I put it into my timeline because it sets us up for later when Heejin meets Olivia in the second timeline, or in our case, the second universe. I place Hyunjin's music video Around You after Chu and Go-won finish their solos, because it's been revealed in an Up in Line music video not yet released to the public that the bracelet that Hyunjin finds is made by Chu and Go-won. However, this implies that Chu and Go-won have a way to get into the LOONA 1/3 universe. I think this is by eating their fruits, just like Choeri eats cherries to travel between the universes. Now, on to the last music video I will address before the Youth by Young repackaged album comes out is Olivia Hye's Egoist. Like Eve's music video, Egoist has a lot of symbols that are important to LOONA. However, I'm only going to explain what's pertinent to my timeline theory because I know there are a lot of videos that already exist on YouTube. So if you want to go check those out, you can, but I'm just going to continue with my theory. Like I said before, I think the Youth by Young solo music videos are just the girls' perspectives of the Love Forever music video. So I think Egoist is just everything Olivia experienced and felt when she was abandoned in the House of Eden. The first symbol that almost everybody picks up is a claw machine that makes multiple appearances in Olivia Hye's music video. It's just like the one that was in Eve's music video, and is our first symbol that represents how Olivia Hye was abandoned in Eden. We also have Jinso's appearance as she pulls out an earphone out of Olivia Hye's ear, just like somebody else did to her in Sweet Crazy Love. On top of that, she's surrounded by a lot of opened cherry cans, and if they do the same thing which they do for Cherry, that means Jinso has been traveling between the two timelines a lot, just like how she went to go see Vivi. Later on, we see Olivia Hye leave the mattress she starts the music video on, and eat a plum, which means she's rejecting Eden, and in the Love Forever music video, leaving the house all by herself. Before the music video ends, we see Olivia Hye burn a lot of stuff that remind her of Eden, including the cassette tape Eve had owned and her uniform. Ultimately, my timeline's gonna end with Olivia Hye coming out onto the rooftop, representing her leaving Eden, and meeting Heejin, who, referring to earlier parts of my timeline, had entered the second universe through Go-won's music video. Interesting to note, the rooftop skyline looks similar to the scenery in Sonatine, where Hyunjin had previously had contact with the second timeline as well. This meeting between our first and last girl loops the Mobius strip together and concludes my LOONA timeline theory.